I am the founder and owner of Group Verjuida, the international coordinator, the international champion of creativity and innovation, the international leading think tank, the guardian of society. We keep society safe and we advance it. We deal with emergency. We change the dynamics and so much more that a list cannot exhaust. It is an international agency for countries, and gradually it attracted the interest of international organizations, international financial funds, and others. Now, this is attention to armies, police, attorneys general, law people, citizens of Cyprus, Greece, the USA, Russia, and allies, NATO, and the other countries, and of the other countries. Ms.Laura Kovesi, the Chief European Prosecutor, UN Human Rights Committee, guardians of children, tycoons, and other wealthy people locally and internationally, international funds, international financial institutions, for example, BlackRock, Vanguard, the Street, World Bank, IMF, and so on. This is SOS. This is International Emergency Summit, like no other before. Listen carefully, please, and cooperate to bring strong results urgently. Each piece of information given to you is meant to give you directly the meaning of what the issues to be mentioned are about, and or find something to speak metaphorically about the issues in order to give you an idea of what the issues to be mentioned are like. Therefore, the issues are the following. Our group Verjuida, in writing research and development about various issues and topics like trafficking of children, Satanism, worshipping Satan, and doing black magic and rituals of murders of children and others, war and peace, lately drugs cartels, and so on, throughout the years, in the most unique way internationally, that have been submitted gradually to the legal service, locally, and or police and or other locally and internationally, changing the dynamics of things, we make a statement to all of you, an appeal to all of you to cooperate and bring strong results regarding the following issues. At this moment, since long ago, and note please that we have been trying to alert countries and the attention to, all the attention to, directly or indirectly, for quite some time, but in vain. What is happening is that the USA, Ukraine, the countries supporting Ukraine, and some others have each been dominated, not like they became dominant, these issues, and it is going to be hard for the police to solve such issues as the drugs cartels, trafficking children cartels, Satanist cartels, worshipping devil, summoning him with magic, pleasing him with rituals like bloodshed murders of children, by their very own mother in some cases, and other types of promiscuity too. The issues are, one, that these issues in each country that are verified to be interconnected, forming the same international ring. Two, are enhanced on their own and by other types of promiscuity. Two, three, they became the ruler in each country, ruling ruthlessly, causing horrible atrocities to children and people like plague, and worse than the phenomenon of the Colombian drug lord Pablo Escobar. Four, they have expanded to so many services, groups and levels within each country to be able to drink the blood of each country as a vampire, draining each country from its blood in the main arteries and other veins. That would be its children, future development, and so on. 5. It is impossible for one country's army and or police to solve this. And 6. All previously mentioned points define these issues presented to you today as internationally urgent information you need to know about, each for achieving your goals. The emergency is defined by the fact that time to solve some of these SOS and all of these SOS issues in our country, in our countries, has expired long ago. And while we thought that these issues are so bad that became dominant, but maybe we can do something about it, they got so much out of control that surpassed the definition of dominance, and they became the rule and the ruler in our countries, unable to, even for the individual army of a country and the individual police of a country, to take action against them. These are cartels that rule the countries of the world for quite some time. What we see happening in the world mainly is not Russia-Ukraine war, it's not Israel-Palestine war, it is not the USA turning the other countries of the world or other countries of the world as colonies. It is not about this and that mainly. Mainly, it is about these cartels. Take these cartels out of context, that is, eliminate them out of the context of each country, eliminate them, and see that the world system comes to some balance. These cartels have placed in each country, in domains, services, groups, in various main artery levels, and so on, in such a way, people in such a way that they control each country. Their dominant expansion in these countries and the red alarm our group raised are defined also by 1. Our group's senior mentor AM said, it is not one person doing this. You identify one person and then you find out this person is interconnected to another person you might know of or not. You have to be careful when talking to people, in the sense that you have to try to understand who is talking to you each time and their goal. 2. These people of the cartels, either dominant traffickers or coordinators of the local branch of the international ring, are the following: the position president of our country, CYPRUS-GREECE, the position prime minister of our country, CYPRUS-GREECE, the position president of our parliament, CYPRUS-GREECE, the position parliament members, the position European Parliament members, the position people in the positions for the municipalities all around Cyprus, Greece, and the rest of Europe through supposedly elections held on the 6th to 9th of June 2024, political parties, officers of public domain, judges, prosecutors, lawyers, some business people, mass media, their sponsors and supporters, local and international, and including, not to forget, groups who supposedly want to establish equality without considering the individual differences of each person. And they say this is equality. However, justice is seeing these individual differences and making the very best for everyone. This is justice. To be noted, I don't want to mention one group in Cyprus especially because they listen to me and they keep low profile and they respect some things. But in other countries, they went out of control and they have to be eliminated too. Regarding the evidence about these cartels, one example would be that we know that Ukraine has a factory of producing drugs, hard drugs and mild drugs. Hard drugs like cocaine. And it is known as a production point for drugs production, for hosting drugs cartels, for being the station for Asia sending cocaine and other hard drugs to Europe. The USA, as it has proved through time and the announcement of Mr. Trump, through Ukraine for a very long time, and taking all into consideration, it is questionable what use could Ukraine be to the USA or any other country that bad or horrible it is actually. And this changes the perspective also of how we see Russia and the allies, because if Russia does not proceed with conquering countries after all empowerment my group gave them, it is good humanitarian cause that Mr. Putin still wants to protect the Russian-speaking people there and the innocent Ukrainians killed by their own army because Zelensky asked the Ukrainian army to do so in order to say publicly that allegedly it is Russia killing the soldiers. And this is said by Ukrainian citizens traveling to Cyprus to the honorable president of specific well-known union. No, it is not union, called association. Thank you. Now, there is a published paper on this about Ukrainian producing drugs and being the crossroad for Asia. They feed Europe with drugs to the point they came now. And it has been found also by international police and others that there is interconnection with the international ring in general, not just Asia and Ukraine, in Europe and the USA and its allies. Also, Ukraine is known for its trafficking of children long time ago, as identified by former UN senior staff publishing the report. Then fake news buried the real report, and one has to look carefully to find the real one in that international pile of fake news. How we know there are fake news? Some Israeli people announced publicly that they paid a lot of people to publish fake news pro-Israel. Then evidence started emerging for some of the countries supporting Ukraine about drugs cartels and trafficking children cartels and Satanists and other things, the same agenda that is. We call them globalists. Some of them were found in the tunnels below the Washington. And the USA police has identified them, and they have been dealing with this. Russia is doing the same with others. The international influencers were dealing with some of the Israel globalists, and there are so many types of them internationally of this deep state causing these cartels and others. Then evidence started emerging for some of the countries supporting Ukraine being the dealers or coordinators or facilitators of drugs cartels and trafficking children cartels, and being supported by these cartels, and so on. For example, Macron has some reputation that is ongoing and not just rumors with drugs. The same Zelensky, the same some others in countries. Mitsotakis, the alleged Prime Minister of Greece, because he's not elected legally, and he's one of the dominant enemies of the healthy USA and the other countries. So he is supported by cartels, as stated publicly also on TV by the president of the political party in Greece. Also, the alleged president of the parliament of Cyprus is a standard contact and person who cooperates with these cartels. And this show the connection between Ukraine, the country supporting it, and the USA and its allies. And also it is the reason people are attacking Mr. Trump, because he so much wants to serve the positive agenda and not the cartels. And the USA Army and police should have listened when we taught the USA and the other countries that the position by cartels, president of the parliament, and the seriously declining political party that she's the head of by this deep state and the cartels, called Deep State of Cyprus, she is very happy she achieved with the others locally and in the other countries to damage the USA by damaging their president, Mr. Trump, in a combined effort. They worked together and they damaged Mr. Trump and thus the USA. So she cooperated with the deep state in Cyprus, in Greece, and in the countries supporting Ukraine to steal in 2018 my creative and innovative programs, that is examples of them. In 2017, 2018, they illegally locked me into a Thalassa state mental health asylum from July 31st to August 24 in 2018. Listen, without an arrest warrant, that is, they kidnapped my son and me from the house, without a court order to lock me forcefully and illegally in the state mental health asylum. Then my first lawyer cancelled by the 24th of August the forced illegal admission of me in a Thalassa, the state mental health asylum. She cancelled it. They hit the cancellation court order my first lawyer issued to cancel my forced illegal admission to a Thalassa. They also She also canceled the temporary court order of my ex-husband to take my son to live with him. They hid it too. Then they took me by hair, as if they took me by hair, and they dragged me forcefully and illegally to an illegal court trial for the setup custody case called 63 backslash 2018. It is illegal because there is no need for the trial, because Athalasta was cancelled, the accusations were cancelled, the temporary court order for my child was cancelled, and everything legally should go back to how it used to be, deleting the fake procedures and submission of fake papers, compensating us for depriving our freedom, and returning my son back home with me according to the permanent court order that I have. According to that, not only the custody and the epimelia, as we call it, we share with my ex-husband, but specifically the care. That is, he should be staying in my house with regular communication with my ex-husband. And my son, they left my son for 8 years in a house with his father, and he cannot sleep. He sleeps, for example, from 10:30 to 2:30 in the morning. He cannot sleep. Everybody knows it. Social welfare knows it, our lawyers know it, judges know it, or maybe they don't. And he's not fed properly. For breakfast, they used to give him, actually he used to take on his own some milk and a biscuit, whatever he could find. And on Saturdays, maybe they would boil him one egg. He did not receive all the help by me as a good educator because they would not let me do it. Thus, he did not perform in all subjects in his full potential and could not catch up in some classes. Although he's the highest intelligence in his type internationally, and he helps already with the international handshake agreement. He has been treated for 8 years like an animal and as a prisoner, and the deep state led my son there to suffer and die like they were doing it to me. Now, on the 30th of September 2025, they gave each parent a week with a child to be staying overnight, as if they were doing me a favor. And it is trial. They keep on with the lies and the illegal stuff. It is a trial, they said. They know my ex-husband makes my son suffer domestic abuse, parental alienation, and other kind of abuse. They know I'm the good parent, and yet they say it's a trial only because I forced them with valid evidence, law, solid law, and they cannot escape from it. And now that they gave us 1 week, it proved, it is verified what they already know. I'm not an alienator parent. I treat the other parent well, because I respect my child's rights, and at the same time I protect him. I feed him so well. He ate proper breakfast this morning after 8 years. I have pictures. And he slept for 10 hours, from about 10 at night until 8 in the morning. He's very relaxed, he's very calm, he's so disciplined, he studies well with me. And I'm the definition of a good parent. He came home for the first time, as I said, on Friday. I didn't say it, on Friday, this Friday, the 3rd of October 2025. He ate properly, he slept well for about 10 hours, he's calm, well disciplined, feels safe and being loved, like in heaven. Everyone knows that the court trial of the setup custody case 63 backslash 2018 is illegal, yet they laugh in my face and they drag my son and me through that illegal court trial for 8 years, and they drag us through the system. Some business people and others that cooperate and support the dealers, the coordinators and facilitators of the cartels keep me without a job or in a low-paid manual work, stealing my consulting results and the results of the international handshake agreement of my group with the international community, causing horrible consequences to our country and the other countries too. And they said they do this, those doing this with an illegal court trial, they said they do this to delay us and keep us paying for lawyers without needing one. Therefore, all this I've mentioned, they steal the funds of the EU, of other international financial funds of other countries, of our country and so on. And they're not even legally elected. They are positioned, paid, supported by the cartels. And for Ms.Laura Kovesi, I have to say, lady, we don't have natural gas. It is set by Shell. They pretend we have and they waste the money. Also, when in agreement with political parties, we decided I'm the president of the parliament, I would just register as a member of the back then main political party, and all of them would support me. It's our way of voting for a president for the parliament. I submitted a letter to the First Lady, her husband, that political party, and the opposition party, not to take 350 millions of euros and 100 millions of euros respectively, because there might be a solution. And that is it was then they decided I'm not fit for president of the parliament and president of the country because I bring strong results, I can keep the country safe and advance it. I work very well with the international community. I know how much sweet and how much bitter that is strict to give. And because they want to be stealing the money of the EU, it was a direct statement also by the big lawyers in our country that kept maintaining the illegal court trial 63/2018 as such. I can give for all of this more information, more evidence. The interviewer also, more evidence would be the interviewer of the president of the political party in Greece, who said that the alleged prime minister of Greece is supported by the cartels, asked the politician why he says that, and the politician said by the way they clean up evidence. And this includes all types of evidence, e.g. people, in cases of e.g. Tembi, or e.g. of dragging me down from my legal position as president of the parliament, as president of the country, which would be my natural development. Cyprus is legally a piece of Greece, which means that, one, Ms.Laura Kovesi and the international funds must understand that Cyprus has been stealing money from them for a long time. Cyprus has been a legal part of Greece since 1950 because of a public referendum that voted for the union of Greece, of Cyprus with Greece, and it is considered as law. Law people explained it. Two, these people are positioned, the dealers, the coordinators, the facilitators, all in political positions and others I mentioned, are positioned, paid, and supported by the cartels in a very serious and horrible way. They suffocated countries and the International Union of Countries and the international funds. And there is no place to go to from the point they brought these countries and the international funds. And I am the legal leader of Cyprus-Greece. 3, this is what nobody understands. That is, there are leaders and influencers that do not understand what our power is as a group and as a family, as high intelligence, as a human selected by God. We can do the impossible for others, we change the dynamics and so on and so forth. We do the emergencies. That we are the most central influencers out of the most central influencers, because we coordinate all of them, we empower them in ways they need, and that is expertise and also justice. This deep state keeps my son's head and my head down, and that is why these cartels prevailed in our country, in the USA, in Ukraine, in other countries. This is the only reason they prevail. We keep things under control, or some control, some balance. It depends on how strong something is and on the other variables. Nobody is higher than our intelligence, and they know we empower you and support you directly and or indirectly. 4, set up custody case 63/2018 held in Cyprus, Court of Laws in Larnaca, is not my son's and my problem. It is a problem of all of you and us. And 5, solving setup custody case 63/2018, removing this deep state, restoring us, and all of you cooperating and eliminating all of them, dealers, coordinators, facilitators, and all their supporters, all the cartels and all types of promiscuity, all the globalists, those causing damage to an unbalance to the international balance to the balance of the international system. This means cooperating and eliminating all of them and the issues they cause means a lot of horrible issues are going to be solved for you and each country. It's a shortcut. That's another, it's one more international achievement of ours. We see the shortcuts. Shortcut. That's why they dragged us down. They brought us down from our legal position and took us through so many horrible situations, atrocities, and yet we are established internationally at the top. It's one of the reasons, the love of people, the respect of people, of God, the grace of God, our ancestors, heritage. The international seriousness and emergency of this is also caused, one, by these cartels getting in their hands the legally elected president of the USA, his team, the government of the USA, which is the healthy part of the USA and a dominant factor in the balance of the international system, a dominant one. And these cartels know we communicate with them, that we empower them. We change the dynamics with them. We do the impossible with them. That's why USA, listen very carefully, because we delayed the worse than previous economic depression coming to you. We delayed it a lot. We find you resources from everywhere and with good people. Stop resisting. Some things your president cannot do because the deep state blocks him. Not everything is in his powers. Is in his power. You should be listening and helping. We have the wisdom. Listen to us. Ask us how to do it. Each time we're going to be telling you. Hire us to do it. Find us sponsors, volunteer with us, support us. Our mass media, our efforts, everything. 2, by what the dealers, coordinators, and facilitators of these cartels do to my son and me, it is relieved now clearly and plainly that the truth is who we are, and that we are the international coordinators. We keep things by the grace of God and the cooperation of the international system, which is the most sophisticated and graceful system. Which 1 and 2, that is the USA and us, our country and the other countries, we too are damaged, and because of these, the other countries are damaged because of our impact, effect, and influence. It's a matter of cause and effect. Therefore, armies, police, attorneys general, law people, citizens of Cyprus, Greece, the USA, Russian allies, NATO, and the other countries, Ms.Laura Kovesi, UN Human Rights Committee, guardians of children, tycoons, and other wealthy people locally and internationally. International financial institutions, e.g. BlackRock, Vanguard, the Street, World Bank, IMF, and so on. Please, you have to listen and apply. Legally, we are the highest intelligence internationally, with your very best interest at heart, applying it with great wisdom. And the international system is helping us, and we have the grace of God. It shows. Legally, you should be listening to us now also, because we have been exchanging support. Therefore, in times, that is, I recognize you, you recognize me. For example, it is deeper than that. Therefore, in times your government is unable to stand for you because these cartels, for example, they shut it down, like in the case of the USA, or they are malfunctioning, then you have to listen and apply. You have to listen to us and apply the highest intelligence, the one you already cooperate with. It is legally the hierarchy of things, based on law written explicitly, directly, indirectly, meant, ethical law. A note for Turkey is that the group Verjuida, my group, keeps saving them from massacre repeatedly. We ask Turkey to stop provoking Cyprus and Greece, to stop looking to expand. Stop. You have a country to develop. You have people hungry for development. Join these efforts of ARMIES and the above mentioned attention to clean up the international system. And don't think of doing otherwise, because they're going to massacre you. It is written. And I prayed, as I asked for guidance to give you a chance. The chance I saw, it was blessed. I gave it to you. Please cooperate. I don't want Turkey to split into 3 parts. I want Turkey to remain healthy, no massacre, to give back the land to the 3 Armenians, Kurds, and Greece, Cyprus, and live happily ever after, hiring group Verjuid to develop together Turkey. Now, also, how many times I keep saying volunteer with us to all countries, volunteer with us, sponsor us, support us to be able to produce even more, and keep us safe to be able to exist and produce it is indispensable you all start listening and applying what we tell you to. Not because we are your boss, not because we are your coordinator. You are empowered, you distinguish, you get benefits. Armies of each country. My group has repeatedly asked you to gather at a place and start at a specific time. Keep it secret and start cleaning up every single corner of the earth from all types of promiscuity, making it be like what is called God's wrath. It's a term. God doesn't get angry. Do it in a combined effort, cooperation, and bring strong results. It's time for taking responsibility. One person asked me once, what is my value for something? And I'm asking you, what is your value for so many words and so promoting all this promiscuity? Your armies. And all the attention too, you have your causes that are very well protected by Group Virtuita. And also, group is asking for the wealth of the earth to be submitted in our hands. It's a tradition. One part you pay us, and the other part is yours for the development of each country. Why? These dealers, coordinators, facilitators, and deep state in each country, the international ring, have dropped the value of money to such a point that at one time it's gonna drop totally, and great hunger and poverty is gonna be spread all over the world. So we know the way to distribute it. Countries have to sign with us a contract that plus 200 countries around the world have to sign a contract with us, and we are your guardians. We keep you safe and we develop you. We help your leader and you as society. And we do it in such a way, you know, we do it well with wisdom, and it is very indispensable. And we are gonna take this money and we're gonna try to reverse the complete hunger and poverty. We're trying, or we'll make it very short period of time. Okay, I am available to answer any of your questions. Be healthy, happy, prosperous, and may all of your issues to be solved. You know, people have verified that those who cooperate with Group Virtuita, they have strong health, or they recover from any health issue. They're prosperous, they're happy, and their problems are solved. That serious is the work we do. And good and bad people come and they bring the best part in this group for humanity, the best part, and they serve humanity with in a way they want. And we do not ask where they come from. We see that they come on common ground with common values, with respect, and they do what the group is about. Group Virtuita. It is about serving humanity with the very best agenda and in wise ways. Sometimes kindly, sometimes stricter, sometimes you must know how to do it, and we know. And I want to tell you that Ms.Laura Kovesi, and all the attention to my son and me for the leading positions in Cyprus, Greece, and signing a contract with the plus 200 countries for their safety and advancement. We are willing. We are capable. And we are ready. Be blessed. Bye.